Hello, everyone, and welcome to my presentation. My name is Thanh Truc, and I'm from the V language. And today, together with my co-author, Mr. Nguyen Minh Tri, also from the V language, we will present about an application of content-based instruction to enhance IELTS learners' academic writing performance at the V language for the 9th OpenTESOL International Conference 2021. So now let's begin. And my presentation will have 5 parts. The first one is the introduction, and then comes the literature review. And I will talk about the research methodology. And the next, I will talk about the result and discussion. And then I will conclude my presentation. And now let's come to the statement of problem. As you all may know, English has become a core means of communication, right? Therefore, the contribution of English teaching profession has strengthened the language competence of the learners, right? And there's always an ongoing controversy among the researchers, the specialists, and also the teachers about the appropriateness of the teaching methods. They don't know which teaching methods are appropriate to their learners. And it's a very difficult problem that every teachers or specialists and even researchers encounter. And also there comes a transformation between the teacher-based model and the learner-based model. The traditional teaching approaches were replaced by the more innovative approaches. The teacher-based model then becomes the learner-based model. So there is a huge change in the teaching approaches. And I will talk about the significance of my research. In terms of the theoretical significance, my research will provide a handy guide to the content-based instruction for the ESL teacher, and it also provides a solid background for a research paper's investigation in the future. And then there comes empirical significance. The first thing is that it can contribute to the learner's higher success in learning, of course, and it can also enhance the learner's language competence, which can help them to develop their language more in the future. And last but not least, it can also allow the flexibility and the adaptability in designing the lesson content. So there are 3 empirical significances in my research. And let's come to know the term content-based instruction. What is that? So according to Richard, the content-based instruction is the combination of the content and the language and the activity of teaching and learning. And according to Beck in 2019, the CBI, which means the content-based instruction, is an integrated approach to language teaching in which language is the vehicle for instruction and is not the immediate goal. So I gave you the 2 definitions of CBI so that you can know more about the terms. And let's come to know about the models of CBI. So basically there are 3 models of CBI. The first thing is the theme-based language instruction, and then I have the sheltered content instruction and the adjunct language instruction. So remember, there are 3, the theme-based, the sheltered, and the adjunct instruction. And let's get to know the characteristics of CBI. So here, there are 4 characteristics that we should bear in mind whenever we think about CBI. So for this model, it used a language to learn a language. And it also minimized the feelings of attending classroom, which will be more easy for our learners because a lot of them have the fear of attending the classroom. And the third thing is that it focused on the topic or the subject matter. And last but not least, it acquired both the knowledge and the language simultaneously. So there are 4 characteristics that we should bear in mind when it comes to CBI. And using CBI has a lot of advantages. The first thing is that the students, our students, can actually use the language to fulfill a real purpose. It is that they can apply the language they learn at school or in the classroom in the authentic context. And moreover, the students can develop a wider knowledge of the world, which can really help them in their real life, right? And the third thing is that the students can develop valuable study skills, which may help them in their later life, such as the note-taking skill, the summarizing and extracting key information from the text. So here are some advantages of using CBI in the classroom. So because in our research, we mentioned about writing. So I'll talk something quickly about the writing skill. According to Blackwell in 1999, writing is a set of visible or tactile signs used to represent units of language in a systematic way. And when we teach problems, when the teachers teach their students about the writing skill, they encounter a number of problems. As all of you may know, in writing, there will be the learner's low learning motivation and interest. And we can obviously see this in our classroom, right? And some teachers may not know the appropriate techniques and methods in order to teach their students the writing skills. So they really need an interesting method so that they can enhance their students' motivation and interest in learning writing. So we have a solution that is using the content-based instruction. So why should we use the content-based instruction when we teach writing, right? So with the content-based instruction, the learners are able to, the first thing, develop their writing, of course, right? That is our ultimate goal. But besides develop their writing, they can also gain access to the new concepts through meaningful content. And the second thing is they can make greater connections between the topics through authentic and meaningful content. And this will help them to remember the language better, which is really helpful in their English learning, right? And for the topic, my research question is, what are the effects of CBI, which is content-based instruction, on learners' IELTS writing performance at the V language, which is my center at the moment. So we have conducted the research with the methodology, and I will mention that below. We use the mixed method. It is a combination of qualitative and quantitative approaches. And the sample size we use is 16, which contain the controlled and experimental group. And the main instrument that we employ in our research is the test and the questionnaire. And let's have a look at what we find out. So this is the statistic for the task response, which is one of the 4 criteria in IELTS writing. So let's have a look at here. And there comes the lexical resource. And as you can see this, when using the content-based instruction model, the lexical resource score has gained, as you can see in the statistic below. And we have the statistic for the coherence and cohesion. You can have a look here. And then there comes the grammatical range in accuracy. And you can also have a look here about a statistic that we have found. And if you have any questions about analyzing the statistic, you can ask at the email, which I will mention at the later part of my presentation. Yes, and this is the overall score, the statistic for the overall score in the writing performance of students at the V language. Okay, and through those statistics that we have mentioned previously, we came to the conclusion that CBI, which means the content-based instruction, has proved its significance in enhancing learners' writing performance in IELTS at the V language. So yes, that is our conclusion. And if you have any questions about our research or you have any comments for us, you can contact me. My name is Truc, again, at my email, sophiado281@gmail.com, or you can contact my co-author, which is Mr. Nguyen Minh Tri, at nguyen.eling@gmail.com. Yes, we welcome all the questions. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you for listening. And remember, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Thank you.